My name is Hoshonda Sanders. This is my puppy, Bandito. I'm a writer and educator, and I'm also a Black dog owner. Maybe I didn't really understand before the deep connection to dogs.
You and me are not cool.
Maybe I was like a little judgmental of them because I didn't quite get it, and now I get it.
So cute and soft. Oh, wow.
Even though dog ownership, pet ownership has gone up, I think especially during the pandemic, I wonder if it's generational and I wonder if it's geographical, because obviously like we're not a monolith. We have a stereotype about how pit bulls are. We have stereotypes about German Shepherds are, and those stereotypes come from police dogs being sicked on us during civil rights era protests and this kind of thing. And so it just lives in us, this idea that these big dogs are trained to dislike us or trained to attack us instead of being, quote unquote, man's best friend. The goofiness, the silliness, and a lack of embarrassment.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy.
I feel like it's really therapeutic and also really endearing. We don't often have the luxury of letting down our guard, showing our emotions unfiltered. And so whenever I see a Black person who has a clear, intimate, and close friendship, companionship with their animal, I think of it as being this really sweet and subversive gesture. And I also think of it as being healing. When we show how much compassion and empathy we can have with this animal that is not related to the animal doing work, it doesn't have any function at all except that you take care of it.
Now, Ginger, when we get to the park, don't touch nothing, don't break nothing.
I thought I knew what joy looked like, and then I took this puppy out to a nearby park and let him off the leash. I can't even remember the last time I played like that. I don't know. I've just learned a lot from him about being in the moment. I think especially in this time that's so heavy and feels so endless, to remember to have moments for opening up and letting joy in. It's a really great lesson.
Well, I started off this video showing you a couple of little clips. First of this Black lady, and she was making an example of how much dogs mean to Black folks. And I know some Black folks that have dogs, and they love them to death. They're just as nice to them as they can be, and they sleep inside. And I bet they eat good too, 'cause they got pretty coats on them. They look like they're happy. So y'all need to quit believing this crap. Like these articles that I'm reading to y'all, they bull crap. And and that second video I showed you of that white woman throwing that puppy at that Black man. Now that was a bad example of white supremacy, and how much we love our dogs more than Black folks. She made us look bad. Seriously though, that was just plumb awful. But there was a happy end of that story. She threw the puppy, and she was crazy. Now I put a link to that video, whole video, in the description. Y'all have to watch it. But there was a happy ending to it. The Black guy picked that puppy up and took the puppy home with him. And boy, you want to see some of the scenes of him loving on that dog. He really loves that dog. And but anyhow, y'all quit believing that crap. We don't hate each other like they're trying to portray us to hate each other. And here's my dog Theodore. Y'all ain't seen him yet. Y'all seen Benny a little bit. But I love my dogs. And they're not racist either. They don't like Diane with the damn, when she comes over here hooping and hollering. But they don't like anybody. Well, my mailman, he's Black. He barks at him pretty bad too. Let me see. I know there's some white people that come over sometime, and they bark at them too. So they ain't racist. Alright. Well, I do have a story I want to read to y'all. And I'm going to leave the link in the description. And it goes against what y'all saw on that video. Actually, both videos. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. That white woman, she needs a shit beat out of her. You know, nobody should treat an animal that way. But anyhow, let me look it up. Hold on a minute, I have it for you. Just when I thought the left could not be any crazier than they are, my friend Watchman For You told me about something to look up, and that's about, is it racist being nice to your pets? Well, I knew there couldn't be one out there, but I looked it up because, hey, if y'all tell me about something, I'm going to look it up. Alright, I'm going to put this link in the descriptions. It's from KPRC. It says, new rule, loving your dog is racist according to the left. The article goes on to say, you probably heard about, or heard by now, about having a good paying job is racist. You may also be aware that good credit scores are racist. Even home ownership is racist, according to some. But what about owning a dog? It turns out loving your dog is racist too. You dog loving hate monger. He says, this is a hard pill for me to swallow. I love my dog, but like most fragile white people, I don't want to be accused of being racist, even when the accusation has no logical basis or connection to reality. I had no idea that loving my dog was an act of white supremacy. Well, hell, I didn't either. I got two of them, and I love them to death. I love Benny and Theodore like they youngins. But I'm gonna have to, stop that because that's white supremacy. Or if I do it, I got to, do it with the doors closed, feed them good food, and talk nice to them while nobody's around looking. But when I take them outside to, do the business and everything, or Stacy's walking them on the leash, if somebody's around, I got to tell Stacy to kick them every now and then and holler at them and say, bad dog, bad dog. You know, just to put a front up. No, hell, I ain't. That's crazy, ain't it? It is racist to be nice to your dog. I reckon black folks ain't nice to theirs. Let me see if I can find something else. Hold on a minute. Alright, it says, fortunately, we have really smart leftists to set us straight on critical race theory for dogs. Nah, I'm not making this up. I wish I was. I ain't smart enough to make up something like this. This is stupid. According to a new report and a book that you shouldn't buy or bother buying, critical race theory has found its way to the world of canine lovers. In her recent book, The Lives and Deaths of Shelter Animals, I can't read them. This woman ain't American. I don't know what the hell that name is. Kadjajin, I don't know. I'll put the link in the description. If y'all can figure it out, good luck. Anyhow, she argues that allowing dogs to sleep inside is a privilege reserved for the white and wealthy, and that policies against keeping dogs chained in the backyards are intended to oppress people of color by imposing middle class norms of animal keeping in which companion animals are considered family and treated unaccordingly. God almighty. Which ignore the fact that people of color are themselves trapped in poverty. Many have few options for legitimate income generation and possibly rely on their dogs for status. Unfortunately, her misguided book is gaining traction. Shelter director Kristen Hanson opinions that she gets it right and concluding that racism, classism, and something system are at the heart of the broken animal shelter institution, arguing that laws to prevent mistreatment of dogs discriminate against anyone in the U.S. other than white middle class and upper class individuals. I'm not going to read any more of that. That is just plumb crazy. I saw in another article where it's white supremacy, kind of goes along with this, because They say black folks don't make enough money, and they can't afford to take care of their dogs like white people do. They can't feed them like, the good dog food like white people do. And for some reason, they don't want to let them sleep in the house. So they call that white supremacy. I really don't understand where they're getting all this from. They're just trying to divide the whites and the blacks. There's really no hatred between us if we just think about it. I've got no reason to hate blacks. If they act right, blacks ain't got no reason to hate whites if we act right. It's just a division. They're trying to, keep this up and going so we can have something to fuss and complain about. And they could really be doing their sneaky stuff off to the side. It's hurting all of us, black folks and white folks. And this division they're trying to bring amongst us, it's not good for us. It's not good for us at all. Well, look at here. I got a little bit long-winded on this video, and I'm gonna go ahead and end it now. But people, y'all need to start thinking for yourself and stop watching MSNBC, CBN, or CNN, and all them left-wing media hate mongers, because that's what they are, the hate mongers. They're trying to divide us, and we just can't let them do it. White people, I know y'all don't hate black people, and black people, I know in your heart you really don't hate white people, because we ain't done nothing to you. So, let's start getting along a whole lot better. All right, tell them bye, Benny. Say bye. See y'all next time. Oh yeah, and I hope y'all enjoyed this video. And if you do, hit that like button, share it with your family and friends. And if you hadn't subscribed yet, I'd appreciate if you'd go ahead and subscribe. And leave me something in the comments, 'cause I really do love reading y'all's comments. And I'll see y'all next time, alright? Alright.